His subordinate lost contact with him. He kept trying to reconnect, but there was no use. Then, someone appeared from behind and said casually, almost mocking, embarrassing, isn't it? The subordinate turned around, startled. Called him Lord Gusion. Gusion smirked. Dark Moon Pavilion's orders. Lord Shadow didn't trust the Pride Squadron, so he sent us to help. The subordinate quickly introduced himself. I'm Fuse, Pride Squadron member. But I lost connection with my lord. Gusion told him. He passed out. Fuse didn't believe. Gusion added destruction. It's way too much for that. Fuse scared, he pleaded, Lord Gusion, please, help him. Gusion's grin widened. Why should I? Gusion said, I only came to make sure the mission gets done. Him kneeling and dying? That's got nothing to do with me. Besides. Just then, Junho dropped the Pride Chief's broken body to the ground with a thud. He smirked. Your chief just died. Fuse froze, horrified. Gusion laughed out loud. I knew he'd end up like that one day. And honestly, I'm enjoying this. A mere A rank left standing after your so-called chief fell? Doesn't that make him even weaker than an A rank? He asked Fuse. Feels good, doesn't it? Getting rid of that weakling? Fuse hesitated but finally muttered. He wasn't qualified to lead us. Gusion burst out laughing again, enjoying how easily his own squad talked trash about their leader. Suddenly, his aura exploded outward, dark, suffocating, heavy. Junho noticed that. Frost whispered, that's a tremendous surge of demonic energy. Junho said, the Pride Chief was supposed to be the strongest of the fiends today. He turned to Gilberto. Check the cliff. Gilberto checked, then said, 2 figures up there. Skaya's voice came. I broke through the barrier and freed the trapped citizens. Now I can join the fight. Junho told her dispose of anyone in your way, then come to the sea. Frost frowned. It might be another squadron leader. I'll aid you personally. Skaya tugged at her cheeks and smirked. If Her Highness joins in, we'll be unstoppable. But Junho told Skaya to remember the house. The one where he hid the Pride Chief's corpse. She blinked. Why tell me that? You'll be the one reading his memories. Junho shook his head. I don't know how things will fold. And with that, they teleported to the cliff. Gusion was already waiting, smiling like he'd been expecting them. I knew you'd come. I'm Lord of the Despair Squadron. Ignore Fuse. He's exhausted from holding the barrier. Junho's eyes narrowed. Why are you here? Gusion chuckled that he said, I watched your fight. Impressive. And good riddance to that weakling. Which brings me to a proposal. Skaya snapped, bold of you to think we'd even listen. Junho raised a hand to silence her. Go on. What's your proposal? Gusion grinned. You defeated the Pride Lord. That leaves an empty spot. Join us, and your rank jumps up to around 31st. Sounds better than being some old fossil's representative, doesn't it? Junho's response was simple. A middle finger. Gusion howled with laughter. Good answer. Then let's play a game. Pick a number. 1, 3, 7, 9, or 12. Skaya hissed, don't answer carelessly. But Gusion shrugged. Fine, I'll pick for you. Number 1. My favorite. Frost muttered, I've never seen a fiend this bizarre. Junho's thoughts raced, wondering what his ability was. But before he could react, he vanished. Gilberto fired a bullet, but it passed straight through his face. It wasn't his real body. Gusion laughed. Gilberto's eyes widened. What just happened? Gusion smirked. He told Skaya, don't bother tracking. It won't work. Skaya roared and charged. Where is Junho? But Gusion vanished. Skaya stood frozen. Frost teleported in a blink, appearing somewhere else. And there Junho stood, trapped inside a tiny room. Meanwhile, Skaya had captured Fuse and dragged the truth out of him. He spoke, Gusion's ability. It's called Gusion Landlord. Skaya frowned. That's ridiculous. Fuse coughed blood but smirked. Believe it or not, Junho's done for. That realm? Nothing changes in there. Time doesn't pass. You can't starve. Can't die of old age. And outside, time moves differently. He'll be locked in there for a year. Even if he escapes, he won't be sane anymore. Skaya's rage boiled over. With a single strike, she burst him open. She remarked, you have no idea what kind of man he is. Frost had finished all the dramas on her watch list. Junho told her to watch them again. He said rewatching binge hits is different. She shrugged. Said rewatching isn't really my thing. Then she asked, what day is it? Junho replied, it's been a month since we've been here. Frost frowned. The one he mentioned wasn't a month. It was a year. Frustrated, she jumped around, venting her irritation. No windows, no snacks, no new dramas, and all my useless contractor does is read manhwas. Junho just said, back in the day, otaku culture was what helped me hone my skills. She rolled her eyes. You're talking nonsense. I don't think reading that stuff hones any real skills. Junho shrugged. There are 11 months left in this desolate place. Frost groaned. 11 months is way too long. Junho said calmly. Time here probably flows slower. It can't be strong enough to work in real time. Then he paused, wondering how many people had gone insane here. He woke up and started training. Frost asked, what kind of training are you talking about? Mental training, he replied. She snorted. Training your Frost skill would make more sense. Junho shook his head. He said, I've already developed a decent understanding of it. Now I want to work on my fighting stance. He muttered. He should have bashed his mouth before he could say anything. He began meditating. Said to himself, I can't be treated like a hero anymore. Frost sighed. Freezing him would be far easier than letting him try to hit first. Junho shook his head. I don't think that way. And Frost isn't even my main skill. Frost burst opened her emotions. She shot ice balls at him, furious. Said, if that's not your main skill, then what is it? Some backup skill? A backup skill you think you understand? You're an amateur. All you can do is form ice, make ice golems, and some basic cooling. And during your fight earlier, I had to guide you through even that. She created a frost sword and told him to make it exactly like mine. Junho smirked. Easy. He crafted an exact replica. She ordered, now try clashing swords. No magic. Junho tilted his head. Are you sure your sword won't break? Why would it? She asked. Because I'm stronger, he replied. Frost growled. Hurry, strike. He slammed their swords together. Frost flew away from the impact. Junho apologized. Sorry, I swung too hard. Then he noticed his sword crumbling. Frost pointing sword at his neck and walking over her sword. She said, that's the reality. You formed the sword hastily, freezing surrounding air into it. That creates impurities. She added, make pure ice forms, and you'll begin to master Frost. Being quick and being hasty are two different things. You've always frozen more than necessary. You used it in battles, but only superficially. Showy technique. Child's play. But I didn't intervene because this wasn't the skill you truly wanted. She remembered Gilberto's words. Why are we trusting her? Junho defended her. She's helped me countless times. She's a companion I trust. Frost softened. Fine. I'll personally teach you properly. Junho's eyes lit up. I'll be honored, Your Highness. Next scene. In a castle, Gusion lounged on a couch. He observed everyone trapped in his Gusion landlord's skill. An hour passed. He shook his head in disbelief. And he saw Junho meditating, completely unaffected. He said to himself, I put him through an entire year, and he's still sane? He wondered if Junho was supposed to be just a rancor. Next scene. Fiends climbed the clock tower, but Gilberto jumped and leapt into action, shooting them down. He said, it's safer down than up here. He landed on Fiend's body. Skaya asked, where are you now? He replied, coming to the beach, cleaning up a bit first. She urged, come quickly. It's getting messy. Fiends were trying to capture the sea monster. The creature struggled to dive into the ocean, but too many fiends blocked it. They stabbed spears, but the monster tossed them aside. Some fiend grabbed it tightly. Another fiend shouted, frustrated. Knocking it down should have been the Pride Squadron's job. The Pride Squadron used electrocution on the sea monster. Its scream echoed, and the other squadron assisting got electrocuted too. Skaya intervened, launching magic spells. She realized this was the Guardian of the Sea being captured. She fired spells, taking down multiple fiends. One fiend leapt from the water and attacked her. He pierced 3 out of 7 layers of her defense. She said sarcastically, Congrats, he's the first one to do that. Then, with a swift strike, she burst him open from the inside out. Gilberto reached the shore. Skaya urged him to hurry. Take shots. He aimed and fired a powerful shot, taking down multiple fiends at once. Meanwhile, Junho told Frost, it's time to leave now. This has to be the longest year of his life. He joked, maybe I should ask for a 1-month extension. Frost didn't like the idea. Junho hoped the fight at Port Lane wasn't over yet. He was itching to jump back in. Meanwhile, the fiends regrouped, attacking the Archmage together. Skaya used an ability called Reverse Gravity, removing gravity from them. One fiend muttered to the others, urging them to endure and wait for the right moment. They resisted, got back on their feet, and attacked her simultaneously. But Skaya's shield held firm. She called out to Gilberto, done already? That was just one shot. Gilberto, exhausted, muttered something under his breath. It was getting on her nerves. She activated Maximum Pause, freezing everything in place. This move doesn't deserve to be wasted on scum like them. Then she summoned a massive cyclone in the middle of the sea. Fiends underwater got tossed violently in the vortex. She poured all her power into shielding the guardian of the sea. Skaya paused for a moment, thinking about Junho. She imagined what he must have felt, no room to back down, everything riding on him. Before she woke up, he probably had dozens of experiences like this. She was determined. His big sis won't let him down. Gilberto lay exhausted on the ground when someone approached him. Junho asked, "Did he miss something?" Gilberto said, "It hasn't even been an hour since you vanished. What happened to you?" Junho replied calmly, "The longest 1 hour of my life." Gilberto turned to Frost. "During that hour, were you with him?" She said, "Yes, I protect my people, whether it's 1 hour or 100 years. Do you have more faith in me now?" Gilberto admitted, "I can't protect him alone." Meanwhile, Skaya was struggling. The fiends weren't backing down, they charged at her again, preparing one final blow to shatter her barrier and finish her off. But then everything froze. Sea, cyclone, fiends, everything. Junho's voice cut through. "Sorry for interrupting, but it's my turn now." He walked over to Skaya. "Thank you for holding on while I was gone." She smiled, relieved to see him. She said, "It feels like you've become a bit cooler, but still not my type." Junho grinned. "You should try going in there." Frost glided over to her, poked her cheeks, and hugged her tightly. She cried, overwhelmed with happiness. After a year, seeing another human. Skaya laughed. "Relax. This is the real world now." Junho said, "There's some stuff I want to try." Skaya warned, "Don't underestimate them." He replied, "There's no room for mistakes. I haven't spent a year doing nothing." The fiends broke free from being frozen. They realized this was the one Lord Hollow had warned them about. Removing their limiters, determined to complete their mission, even if it meant dying. Junho activated overclock at 80%. He shattered the ice and charged at them. Striking one by one, his attacks landed again and again, but their bodies were like steel. Thinking quickly, he decided to freeze their blood cells and bloodstream. They froze completely. Junho pulled out his chainsaw blade and tore through them all. Skaya, impressed, asked, "Did he really master that in just 1 year?" Frost smiled proudly. "His ice may not be as polished as mine, but I'm proud of what he's learned." Skaya nodded. In the middle of the ocean, perfect conditions for Junho. She glanced at Frost. "Why are you backing away?" Frost waved it off. "Nonsense. I was always this far apart." Skaya teased, "But you were hugging her earlier." Frost replied, "Momentarily she was confused, blindfold, you know?" Skaya saw Junho standing there, and felt like he was a true protagonist. She said, "He really has the ability to excite others." With the fiends defeated, Junho sat on an ice block, catching his breath. He said, "I'm back." Junho rejoined Skaya and Gilberto. Gilberto grinned. "Silvery white really suits you." Skaya rolled her eyes. "I'm the one who popularized wearing white." Junho smiled warmly. "I really missed you both." Gilberto said, "Looks like that 1 hour really messed him up." Frost chimed in, teasing, "The entire first month, he did nothing but read manhwas." Junho shot back, she complained about rewatching, but ended up watching all of them 10 times. Frost's annoyed said, "I never rewatch 10 times. The Guardian of the Sea emerged, thankful for their help. It said I've lived for 728 years and never been in this much peril before. In gratitude, it offered them a scale, saying it could be forged into weapons or armor." The Guardian looked at Junho, asked if they had succeeded in bringing me under control. "What would you have done?" Junho replied calmly, "I came prepared for that scenario too." Impressed by his spirit, the Guardian praised him for intending to face it and then bid them farewell. Junho asked, "Others, where did he hide the squadron leader's body?" "Because he forgot." Gilberto looked at Frost. Asked, "Is he even mentally here?" Skaya smirked. "Don't worry, I left a mark. You can track it." She noticed Junho holding a shovel. "What's with that?" He shrugged. Said, "I buried some dwarves' bombs. Never used them, so now I'm digging them back up." They asked if they should help. Junho waved them off. "I've got it." Skaya said, "I'm heading to the magic tower. He will not get another chance to having me around." Junho asked why. She replied, "Everyone who learns magic ends up there eventually. I'll study more magic and spells discovered over the last 25 years. Gilberto nodded. "I'm going to Arthur's to train the watchguards." They looked at Junho. He said casually, "I'll think while digging." Frost glared. "And what about me?" Gilberto gave her a thumbs up. Gilberto said, "Just call us whenever you need us." They teleported away, leaving only Frost and Junho behind. Frost scolded him sharply. "Your ice needs to be transparent." Junho tried to explain. "It was my first real fight after your teaching." She cut him off. Don't make excuses. You had 1 year under my coaching and you still haven't perfected it. I'm really disappointed. While Frost was lecturing, the people of Port Lane came. They thanked Junho for saving them and their loved ones, expressing heartfelt gratitude. Many said they thought it was their end, and that he was their hero. He felt like Spectre again. Junho bowed deeply. Said, I just did what I had to do. Thank you for believing in me. Frost watched him, smiling. She said, he may slack a bit, but I did pick my contractor well.